Welcome back to our live video cryptocurrency trading series. Today we're talking about Nano, the fast, free, infinitely scalable, minerless cryptocurrency. I know you're saying, huh? No mining? Infinitely scalable? Free? What are you talking about? Well, it's got kind of a unique architecture and it's been performing really well in a lousy market, really. The last week has seen every major cryptocurrency down. This is Litecoin, Bitcoin in purple, Ethereum in pink, Bitcoin Cash in green, and Ripple in blue, and Cardano in yellow. All the major cryptocurrencies down. The only 1 billion plus cryptocurrency that is up for the 7-day period here is Nano. Okay, 63%, 63.5% gain. And it's actually up 27% over the past 24 hours. You can see here every other major cryptocurrency, a billion plus in market cap, is down for the 7-day period. So, Nano, what is going on with Nano? It is a different kind of cryptocurrency. Okay, mining is complicated. As you know, it involves cryptographic math. Computers compete to solve cryptographic math puzzles for the reward of newly minted currency. And basically, there's a hashing algorithm that they use to seal transactions into blocks and lock those blocks into place in the blockchain. And that's what gives the blockchain security, is those cryptographic math puzzles are so difficult to solve that it would take a single computer years and decades to solve one, but the entire network solves it in about roughly 10 minutes. So that's how mining works. And so it's the work of computers, the work of processors, uh, that allows the blockchain to be secured, to be self-secured. Now, the ledger, that blockchain, the long chain of blocks of transactions, just keeps getting longer and longer. And so it requires more memory to run a node that contains the entire blockchain, but it also gets more and more complicated as the blockchain gets longer. Now, Nano is a cryptocurrency that uses a different type of technology. It's called block-lattice technology, and it allows each user to essentially maintain their own blockchain. So they're effectively mining the coins as they use them. Instead of a long transaction chain recording the amount of each transaction, Nano actually keeps track of account balances. And according to the white paper on the company website, that not only allows for instantaneous transactions, that is, each user can update their own blockchain asynchronously with the rest of the network. So the transactions are instantaneously, but also the fact that it tracks account balances instead of a long chain of transaction amounts like Bitcoin, that allows for aggressive database pruning without compromising security. So that means that this long ledger with this complicated mining is not an issue with Nano. And just contrasting that with Bitcoin, for example, Bitcoin, what is a Bitcoin? A Bitcoin is a chain of transactions. So it's a long chain of digital signatures transferring the ownership of that Bitcoin from one person to the next to the next. And the only way to prove that you own Bitcoin is to prove that you have the private key, the only private key that unlocks the public address to which the end of that chain of transactions points. So when that transaction chain is what the Bitcoin is actually what the Bitcoin is, and you have the private key that gives you access or unlocks the public address to which the end of that chain of transactions points. But that chain of transactions um, tracks the amounts of Bitcoin. So it doesn't allow for you to discard any part of the chain. the chain has to go all the way back to the origin of those coins. And that's the beauty and the security of blockchain, is that any digital ownership and digital scarcity, that is, that your Bitcoin are unique, they can't be counterfeited or duplicated, and if they are duplicated, you still have the same Bitcoin. Okay, a duplication of a digital currency is just the same digital currency. It's not another digital currency. So that chain of transactions going all the way back to the origin of those coins is what gives cryptocurrency the ability to establish digital ownership and the ability to establish digital scarcity. But it's also complicated. It requires you maintain a database with, a blockchain with the entire history of transactions going all the way back to the origin of those bitcoins. And that is something that Nano, with their block-lattice technology, solves. So, what happened? What's happening with Nano? Basically, what happened is over the last week or so, Nano price. Let's look at the price here. There was a pretty significant drop in the price in early February, and that was due to a loss of coins from an Italian exchange called BitGrail. Okay, and there was some quite a public debate about who was at fault in that loss of. It was a pretty big, significant loss. $170 million worth of Nano was reported lost. Okay, and you can see that took a big. Nano price took a big, big hit. Here it is in early February, trading around $20 and all the way down to around the $7 range. And the after that loss from BitGrail. Now, this guy, Francesco the Bomber Firano, who ran the BitGrail exchange, blamed the developers of Nano and said it was their code that was faulty. And that led to a very public feud between Nano and the exchange. Now, it turns out that a lot of users knew about this bug, and users on Reddit threads pointed out a withdrawal bug in BitGrail's code that allowed users to withdraw the same funds twice while a transaction was in process. And then there was another bug that allowed users to transfer funds from other user accounts, leaving them with a negative balance. And this BitGrail bomber guy, Francesco, he allegedly covered this up by manually entering the correct numbers in his database. So, needless to say, BitGrail became insolvent, but Nano has bounced back and is currently trading above $14. As you can see in the chart here, this chart only goes to the 25th, which was yesterday, and it was at $12, and currently it is trading in over $14. Here it is at $14.16. And if you look at it on the heat map, you can see BitGrail with a market cap of $1.9 billion and trading at $14.38. So BitGrail has significantly bounced back from that debacle, which cut its price by more than 50%, and is now trading above $14. Binance accounts for most of the trading volume in Nano, with Bitcoin and Ethereum pairs dominating. And so that's what's happening with BitGrail. It's kind of a unique structure. It was founded in 2015 by Colin LeMahieu. You might have heard of it as Rayblocks. That was its original name, and it was rebranded as Nano this year. The block-lattice technology is minerless and allows for transactions of any size to be processed instantly. So the processing speed is about 1.5 seconds, which is one of the fastest out there. Add to this the property of infinite scalability. That is, there is no limit on the number of simultaneous transactions, and you just may have a blueprint for the ideal peer-to-peer cryptocurrency. And that is Nano, way outperforming the markets. As you can see here, the only cryptocurrency in the green for the only $1 billion plus market cap cryptocurrency in the green for the last 7-day period. And hopefully this video has given you some powerful, useful information that you can put to use to make better, more informed, more research-based cryptocurrency investment decisions. Ciao for now.